Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Dr. Amira from Fayza Arabic Centre, and today we are having a new lesson with our book Quranic Language Made Easy. Today we're going to talk inshallah about al-ism, nouns, and this is the first part. There's going to be another part of nouns next lesson inshallah. So basically, we have talked in general about types of words earlier at the beginning of the book, and we know that nouns are words that refer to a person, a place, an object, simply to something or someone or some place maybe. But the basic thing about those words that they do not refer to the combination of action and tense at the same time. Otherwise, they would have been verbs. So simply those nouns refer to somebody, something, someplace. This concept, and they have certain features, or there are certain features common among them that we have talked about earlier. So, for example, they can end with a kasra. They can end with tanween. They can be preceded by a preposition. They can start with alif lam. All these and more are among the main features or signs of nouns, as we have seen earlier. Today we're going to talk in more detail some features about nouns, very important ones that we need to keep in mind. Why should we be able, or should we need to be able to differentiate between nouns, verbs, and articles? Simply because this will help us a lot later on to understand the words or the sentences that we are reading. It will also help us a lot to use the language itself in expressing what we would like to say, or some experiences, our opinion about something, or simply to be able to understand the Quran when we read it, inshallah. The first thing that we're going to talk about here is one way of differentiating between or categorizing nouns into two groups, which are proper or definite and common or indefinite. So proper or definite, that is al-ma'rifa, or when the word is ma'rifa, is the case in which the noun is not used by all or everyone in that group, but specifically to one specific thing or person. So, for example, before reading even the examples that we have in front of us, if we have a very simple um, example here. So if we have two things here in ma'rifa, proper or definite. So proper when the word is used to refer to a specific place or thing. So when I say, for example, Muhammad, I am aiming, or I'm referring to a specific person that has the name Muhammad. Or if I say, for example, London, there is only one place that everybody knows. It is a specific city that is called London. So this is the concept of proper, that a noun that is used to refer to a specific place or noun or thing and so on. When we say definite, we can make a word that I mean they can be referring to lots of that kind. And for example, kitab. Well, when I say kitab, I mean any kitab, any book. But to turn this indefinite into a definite, I can simply add alif lam and say al-kitab. It's exactly like if I tell you, could you bring me a book? This is indefinite. So I'm just any book. But if I say, could you bring me the book? Then I have a specific book in mind, and I know that you know the book that I intend or have in mind. So this is why I'm using the. This is exactly what's happening here. So kitab, any book, while al-kitab is a specific book that both of us know which one I'm referring to. This is exactly again what's happening here. So ma'rifa can be either definite by using al, or other ways that we are going to learn about very shortly. And it can also be proper when the name or the noun is being used by a specific place or a specific person, and so on. Nakira, that is indefinite or common, is the opposite to all that. It means simply a word that is used commonly by any one or anything of that category. So, for example, if I say rajul, that is a man, any man. Walad, any boy. Qalam, any pen. If I add alif lam to any of these, then I am using this word to refer to a specific man or a specific boy or a specific pen in mind. Now, let us have a look at some examples here. So, proper nouns are proper names given to a certain person, place, or an object, as we have said. So, Musa, Ibrahim, Maryam, Muhammad, Ahmad, Mecca. All these are names. Musa, a name of a man. Ibrahim, a name of a man. Maryam is a name of a woman. Muhammad is a name of a man. Ahmad, name of a man. And Mecca could be the city Mecca, or sometimes is used as a name for girls as well. طيب, common nouns are also names, but are given in general to a living or non-living thing. So Rasul, any prophet, that is a prophet. Shajarun, any tree, or trees, to be honest, because this shajar is plural. Baytun, any house. Qalamun, any pen. Baladun, any town. Kitabun, any book. So there is something very important for us to note here. Note that all indefinite nouns end with the tanween dhamma. But in the case of the definite noun, this doesn't apply. So here, rasulun, shajarun, baytun, qalamun, baladun, kitabun. Why? It's a sign for indefinite nouns. There is a very specific specific group of words that wouldn't accept this tanween at the end, even if they are indefinite, but this is very specific and limited group of words, and we call it diptots or mamnu' min al-sarf, and we're going to talk about this later on, inshallah. But for now, let us know the most common or the standard thing. And as you can see, in those proper nouns at the top, it is all the time the only the I mean the non there is no tanween, except again for Muhammad, and again this is something that we'll learn about later on. So this is one of the most important thing also for us to be aware of is that lots of rules has exceptions or have exceptions. This doesn't or shouldn't prevent us from learning rules, and it is we have to be flexible in our thinking or applying the rules, and try to understand that sometimes the rule, because of the exception for this or that rule, this whatever rule is not working. So it is a good thing for us to be exposed to some of those exceptions, and the book is going to do all this all the time. Sometimes the book is going to provide us with what are the exceptions, and sometimes just gives us some words that do not follow the rule, and for us to understand that there is a kind of exception here, but we will know or learn about the exception later on, so that we wouldn't be confused. So what we need to focus on to know the rule, and then little by little we will be able to also understand what is the exception. This doesn't mean that this happens with all rules. Sometimes, or some of the rules do not have exceptions, and in that case I will tell you all the time this is a golden rule. So if I use this term golden rule, this means that this rule does not have an exception. Coming back here again, and let us know about a very important concept here that has to do with nouns, which is i'rab. I'rab, we also, so you might find it in books called the case ending. This is how it is translated into English in many of the English books that deal with Arabic grammar. So i'rab means that the word would end, when we're talking here about all kinds, I mean nouns and verbs, that the word could end with a dhamma, a fatha, and kasra only in the case of nouns. It's the same word, changing its haraka from a sentence to the other based on the position of a specific word into a sentence. So these are placed on the last letter of a noun or and a verb, and the first letter of a pronoun. We're going to talk about the pronouns and verbs later on. The focus of this lesson, of course, is nouns. The original i'rab of a noun, pronoun, and the verb is a dhamma. That is like the default case. But again, what does this mean? I mean, how come that the same word would change from a place to the other, the change of the haraka at the last letter? How come? This is actually a very important feature in the Arabic language, and it's the thing that preserves the meaning of the sentence. It's not like in English. It's not in English. The meaning is preserved through the order of the words, but in Arabic it's through this system. And let me give you an example here. So for us to understand the importance of this case ending system in Arabic, if we look at this sentence, if we say قتل الرجل الأسد. Now, قتل means to kill. الرجل means man. الأسد means lion. So if you are thinking in English, you would say, okay, verb, and then a word that comes after the verb. This must be somehow the doer, and then this is the object that received the object of the verb. So this means the man killed the lion. But in Arabic, this should not necessarily be the situation, because let us write it again. قتل الرجل الأسد. Now in Arabic, what tells us the position of or the role of every word is the haraka coming at the end of the word. So if we have a verb starting the sentence and a word that ends with a dhamma, then it's the doer of the action. And another words having فتحة, then it's the object. So قتل الرجل الأسد. This means the man killed the lion. Okay? But if I keep the same order here, but change the حركة, and I would say I would put the فتحة at the top of أو at the end of the رجل and move the ضمة at the end of the أسد. Now the meaning here is completely different despite the fact that the order is the same. So قتل الرجل الأسد. أسد ending with a ضمة regardless of its order, it means that it's the doer. It is the doer of the action. And the الرجل ending with a فتحة, it means it's the object. So this sentence means the lion killed the man. Now, as you can see, the order in the English sentence has changed, while in Arabic it's the same, but the haraka changed the meaning. This is very important to understand lots of the ayat in the Quran, without which the meaning will be confused and it's not going to be clear. And this feature gives a very flexible nature to the Arabic language, because you say a lot, as you're going to learn later on. طيب, how we will learn, by the way, later on in detail how what are the different position of words and how this affect how does it affect the haraka at the end. But at least now we have an idea that the doer of the action of a verb should end with a dhamma, while the object should end with a fatha all the time. Now, the situation for verbs and pronouns is different, but we have said that this lesson is focusing on noun, and we'll leave verbs and pronouns later on, because it's impossible for us to learn everything at the same time. We need to be systematic and focus, and just try one thing at a time. When we are confident with it, we can move on to another thing. So be patient and take your time in absorbing every piece of this beautiful system, because it just do not think about it as difficult. Think about it because it's not. It's just detailed, and it's completely different from the English system as we have seen. And this is why it needs from us patience, practice, and some effort and time put into it, and the result will be excellent, inshallah. Now, harakat is this word in Arabic, harakat. This is a plural, and the singular is haraka, as you might have heard me using it. And this word is used to refer to the vowels, which are kasra and the fatha and the dhamma. But the question is why? Why do we use harakat? Why shouldn't we say they refer them as vowel? Haraka, by the way, it means movement. So haraka, a movement, harakat, movements. All right, why are these words are used to refer to the vowels, fatha, kasra, dhamma? It's simply because we are talking about how the lips are moved while pronouncing each one of these. So, so if we say again a word like kitab. Now, if I do not add any haraka to this word, and you are not familiar with it, you haven't seen it before, it's going to be really difficult for you to read it, because you're not sure what is on the kaf. Is it a dhamma or a fatha or a kasra? But so the kaf, for example, I don't know, should I read it ka or ki or ku? Now, while trying these three vowels now on the kaf, I would like you to observe the shape of your lips. So ka, that it's open, the lips are open upward. So, and ki, it's open downward. And ku, the lips now are like a circle. And this is what we are talking about, the movements of the lips with the haraka to pronounce the sound of the letter. So we have the ka, it's a sound of a ka with a fatha. The ta here has, I'm sorry, what I meant is the kaf is the sound of the kaf with a kasra key, and then the ta has a fatha. And the ba, we have agreed that is going to be different based on the position of the word in a specific sentence. So this movement that we have done with our lips to pronounce those sounds are what we mean by the word harakat. Now, let us apply this, what we have learned today about the proper or definite nouns and common or indefinite nouns to some of the ayat in the Quran, as you can see. So examples of proper indefinite nouns. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ. Ibrahimu is a proper noun ending with a dhamma, as you can see. وَقَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. Qatala, as we have seen earlier, means to kill. And without even thinking now, I know that Dawood, since it ends with a dhamma, it's the fa'il, it's the doer of the action, while Jalud, ending with a fatha, it is the object or the word that received the action of the verb. So again, you can see what's happening here. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا. Now you might think of, okay, Nuh is a proper noun. Why does it end with tanween? We have said that there are very, very limited exceptions here, and we're going to learn about it later on. But at least having this, we know now that they do exist. And we're going to know more about them later on, inshallah. وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ داوود. Again, a verb followed by these words. We know that the one with the dhamma is the doer, the one with the fatha is the object, and both of them are nouns, proper nouns, and this is why we don't have tanween. Type some examples of common or indefinite nouns. في قلوبهم مرض. مرض is disease and it's indefinite, and this is why it has تنوين. وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة. Again, غشاوة indefinite, so it has تنوين. فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق. تنوين, it's because it's indefinite. تنوين because it's indefinite. تنوين because it is indefinite. أن تكرهوا شيئا. tanween again because it is indefinite. Try to find this and trace all that while you are reading your own part of the Quran, your own word, daily word or daily part of the Quran, and let me know what you think. And of course, you are more than welcome to send me any questions if you have any. Thank you so much. This was Dr. Amira from Fayza Arabic Center. Assalamu alaikum.